Hey everyone, welcome to my channel ASP.NET Core, and today I'm going to tell you about my membership program. And this membership program will provide you full .NET Core basic to advanced video tutorial and including projects. It's a project-based courses in all technologies in just 800 rupees. Okay, how to get this membership? Okay, the first question is how to get the this membership. You just fill this form. Your name, your email ID, your contact number, transaction reference ID, order ID or PayPal ID. If you are belong from India, just pay using this UPI ID and 800 rupees for Indian users. And if you are belong from other country, you just pay via PayPal. This is my PayPal ID, narenkumar851@gmail.com, and you just pay $15 from outside India. Okay, or you can use this QR code also and just click to the submit button, and just after that you will receive a mail confirmation message, and just after confirmation message you receive your content. Okay, so just fill this form. So the content is the first one is ASP.NET Core course content, introduction about ASP.NET Core, getting started Visual Studio, directory structure, how MVC work, and these are the topics like how MVC work, HTML helper and built-in tag helper, simple example of MVC like button click, database connection using Entity Framework Core, Entity Framework Core works, migration, simple CRUD operation, and question and answers. Okay, so you can see the code here we have. Okay, let's get started to the second video tutorial of React. And in this video tutorial, just I'm going to tell you about few topics about the React. Okay, so first of all, I want to tell you about the model. How to create a model. Suppose you have a category, and you know that a category have two fields, that is ID and the name. Only you can just create a interface like this types of file by using Visual Studio Code, and just create a new file, that is new file category.model.ts. Okay, that's cool. So here we have a category.model.ts, and here we have a you can just create a export interface and category DTO. Category DTO, I mean to say that you can just list out your categories by their ID and the name. Here we have two fields like ID and the name. ID is a type of number and name is a type of string. Also we have a export interface, create category DTO and the name property. Okay, so that is the model. In React you can just design it by using the category.model.ts file, that is TypeScript file. Okay, and the next one is I want to call it index category, edit category, create category, and category forms. Okay, so you know that just first of all I want to talk about a list of categories. So just I want to call it index categories.tsx file. Okay, so you can just create a new component, that is the component in React. By you can say it's a TypeScript extension, or you can say a React extension, or JSX. That is the JSX extension. And in the whole videos I'm using function component. So here we have a function component. You can just use it, export default function. That is a predefined name, and these are the libraries. How to use this and complete video tutorial I will show you. The first one is export default function. Just create a function, and this is the function name. The function name must in capital letter, that is index categories. So the first letter of the component is must to take it caps, in the caps. Okay, so and the next one is like that. So skip this part first because I will consider it in the later videos. Okay, and the next one is written. Okay, so that is the statement written, and you can just hide this part. Okay, so written is what? That is the DOM component, or you can say that JSX. Okay, so here we have a JSX, and that is the fragment. JSX only support single tag. Okay, but you have a lots of tag like h1 tag, div tag, so that you can wrap all these tags in a fragment, and that is known as fragment here. And here we have, the fragment is closed in the last situations. Okay, so return the whole fragment. The first one is h1 tag, that is category list, and the next one is div class name, div flags, justify content end. So that is the that a bootstrap. So the second thing is, the first thing is how to create component. So just use it by using just new file it, and you can just a demo category .tsx file, that is the component. Okay, and you can start it export default function, and that is demo category. Okay, so that is the demo category here, and you can return it, return. Okay, and you can use fragment here. That is the to create a new component here, but just I delete this part from my so just delete this. Okay, so again I come to the index categories page, and here we have a bootstrap. How to create how to apply bootstrap? So in the public folder, here we have a public folder, and here you can say that is the index.html file. In index.html file you can take it two things, that is the link tag for the bootstrap and the script file for the bootstrap. Okay, so after that you can use your bootstrap in the single component. So here I'm using the flag justify content and that is link. uh, link and 2 is the uh, that is existing React router DOM. It's a routing actually, so it will I will discuss it in the later session. Okay, so that is the table here, that is all about the JSX. So I'm going to first to discuss how to use array or the for loop in React. So first of all, I want to talk about how to create an array in React. So at the top of the level, here we have, I'm using use state here. You can, you don't know, I think about the use state, because, a use state is a state of the component where you can update a specific part of the component. Just consider it. Suppose it's make it constant, and but in the that is the variable name, that is the categories is a variable name, and that is the it's a part to change the categories value. So that here we have a categories, uh, set categories. So two things to use in use state, and you can define the type of the use state, what type you can take it in the use state, that is category DTO array. Okay, so you can that a category have lots of values. So because it's a define of category DTO. Category DTO, I mean to say that ID and the name, and you have a table of ID and the name like 1, 2, 3, 4, and the name is health, electronics, and fashion categories, and tech categories like that. So you can initialize this empty array because it's a type of array. So you can just define initialize it in the empty array. Okay, so first of all, I want to use state, that is the variable name, that is category, and I want to load these category by using the set categories method. Okay, so here that just using useEffect, it's a method useEffects. So you can say that useEffect is a hook, like use state. Use state is a hook, and another hook is useEffect. You can say that useEffect is a method under which we can create a side effect. So useEffect hook is another essential hook in React that allow you to perform side effect in a function component. So that is the side effect. Okay, so that is, you can say that that is the side effect of the function component. Side effect can include the data fetching. So here we have a data fetching, subscription, or manually changing the DOM. So by using the use effect, you can change the DOM as well as fetch the data. So by using the fetch in the JavaScript, you can fetch data from the API, and that one is the API. Okay, and that is the response here, and response in the form of JSON. And after that, you can receive a data in the response in the form of the in the form of JSON. So you can update your categories by using set categories method in your use state. So use state set categories, so the category is updated by their data. Okay, so now you can say that here we have a categories, and the categories is iterating by in the for each loop, or you can say for loop. So you can just use this one in the T body. Here we have, I want to create a tr one by one. So categories dot map is a function name to iterate a array. So the first category, and under the categories we have a single category, that is the function name, and return it tr, that is table row. If you are using curly braces, so you can use return, otherwise there is a no need to use in a map function. So categories dot map is a function where we have a categories to return the categories like tr key is what, that is category dot, that is the unique identification in the tr. So td is category dot id, category dot name, and here we have a router, that link class name, and to is the category added, and similar like that button. On click we have a handle delete. So it's a event handling in React, that by using the on click. So you can use function component function by using the lambda expression. You can use handle delete category dot id, and the class name is like that. So just when we click to the delete function, and you can call a handle delete method, and that is the handle delete method here. It's a asynchronous function name where you can pass id as a parameter. So I will delete the category by using the id. Okay, so there is a no issue. So here we have that is the use effect method, and that is the side effect of the use effect. Okay, and that after that you can use and they're similar to the lifecycle method in the class component, like component did mount, component did update, and component will mount. Okay, so another again, use state hook is a fundamental part of managing state in a functional React component. It allows you to add a state to functional component and work similar to this dot state in a class component. So I'm using function component instead of the class component, so that's you can use state, that is a variable, and update this variable by using this method, that is set a category, you can see here. Okay, so by using the use effect, that use effect is another hook, you can say, in the React that allow you to perform side effect in the function component. Side effect can include data fetching, subscription, manually changing the DOM, and they similar to the lifecycle method in the class component. Okay, so here we have a index category method. So if you want to iterate for each loop, you can use it this way. Okay, by using this category.id name and this one, but must to use key, because that add a unique identifier. Okay, and the next part, that is a single form for the category, that is the category form here. Okay, but later we will discuss about the forming, how to design the form using forming, but this is the latter part. Okay, so Another one is the menu component, and you can just add a menu.tsx file, and we all know that the component name is in the capital letter. So export default function menu, so you can just define it a function name that is menu and return it. And this one is a, it's a bootstrap navigation bar. So just copy from the bootstrap official website and paste it here. Okay, you can say that. But where you can see in the bootstrap where we have a class only, but in the React we can use class name instead of the class. So must to use class name instead of class in React. Okay, and the rest of the thing is the similar. Okay, and the next one is routing. How to do routing in a React? For the routing, you need to add a React Router DOM component library in into your application. So in the terminal, so here we have a terminal, and just use npm install React Router DOM, and just click and just hit the enter button, and here we have a npm installed React Router DOM. Just after this, you can see here we have a installed a successfully library, so that we can use a hyperlink or the navigation. So just after the React Router DOM, here we have a React Router DOM library, so you can use navlink. In a simple scenario, you can use navlink with the hyperlink like that. Here we have a class name, okay, that where we have a href, but you can see here we have a navlink with the category and the box. So you can use navlink instead of hyperlink. Okay, so instead of hyperlink, you can use navlink with the class name drop down, the same thing, and the with replace your href with the to keyword where we have a categories. Okay, so what about the here we have a nav link. Nav, I mean to say that N capital and link is L capital, and similar to the to. Okay, so anchor tag start with the nav link and href start with the to. Now similar like that, you can create a separate file for the routing where your all routes are there. So here we have a router routes.tsx file. So you can say that here we have a routes.tsx, and just create your routes. Okay, so export constant routes, it's a similar with the Angular. So const routes colon, it's a route object. Route object is actually existing in React Router DOM. So you can see, so const routes colon router object, route object, it's a type of array where you can just define your routes. So here you can see, so under the routes, just you can say it's a route object of type array. You can just define your first object. The first thing is the path, and the next one is the element, or you can say that component name. So the element is home, and the next one is categories. So I want to call it index categories. So element is what? That is index categories. The path is categories / create, element is create categories, similar like that. So after that, I want to export these routes. Okay, so you can use export default routes, so that we can use routes in your apps.tsx file. So the first file, that is app.tsx file here. Okay, so I want to use a navigation at the top of the level. So the first file is application.tsx file. So how to use routes.tsx file, that is the routing configuration file. So that one is the routes.tsx file, and here we have a export default routes. Okay, so how to use this routes here? in app.tsx file. So here we have a function component that is a function app routes. Okay, and under the app routes we use written use routes method. Use routes is a method name under your React router DOM library, where you can fetch all the routes that is exported in that class in the component routes.tsx file, export default routes. So fetch all the routes here by using use routes method. So you can use app routes here, that one. But under the app routes, we just under the router, we use app routes as well as the menu component. Okay, so what is the router? Router is a browser router actually. Browser router as a router, you can say. So you can say router or equal to the browser router, both are the same. So under React router DOM, so you can use browser router here, or you can say router here, because browser router as a router, consider it here. So router and menu and app routes. So under the app routes, we just get all the routes by using the use routes method. Okay, that's cool. So all the routes are actually configured here when we click to the menu. But menu have, menu have a link and to nav link and to is configured. Okay, so how to start this application in React? So use Control double T and use npm start. Okay, use npm start here and start your application now. So this is your menu, and when we click to the categories, so this is the index category page, and get all the categories by using the fetch method in useEffect method, because a useEffect, to display the side effect as well. So here we have to display the all the categories. Okay, so that is the routing here. So that one is the menu, and that one is the app routes here. Okay, so by using the inspect element, you can check it, the console, and here we have a failed to load resources. The server respond with the status 401, that is unauthorized. So under the categories, you can say here we have a authorized attribute here. So if you remove this authorized attribute from here, because just set for user authentication, so that only the authenticated user can access the categories, but right now you can access in your current project. So I'm going to show you the categories. Okay, so that is my all categories here, and just click to the categories page, and here we go. Okay, so that this is simple. You can use it, how to create a component in React, how to use useState in a React, how to use useEffect in React. Okay, how to create routing in React. This is the complete video tutorial, this one. Okay, so see you in the later video, and must to join my membership plan, where you get the project source code which is related to the React. Okay.